Oh shoot. Let's get this field mowed before the rain sets in this evening. Yeah, we got one more field to do before the rain sets in. Let's see if we can get it done real quick. I'm gonna time it, see how long it takes us. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. This is Wayne with Tractor Living and Land Works. We're gonna try to get this this last little field mowed before it rains, so it can be drying up, the rain can run off. That tall grass keeps that sun from drying the ground out, and as you know earlier, when the deer ate all my field, my corn and my peas and everything, I just mowed it all down and decided to, I'm gonna try to do a late summer, early fall pea crop, maybe a corn crop. I got 2 or 3 burn piles in this field. I want to get burned before I do that because I want to be able to utilize more of the field this time. So, and I'm going to put electric fence up, some kind of deer deterrent, something to stop the deer from eating all my vegetation. So I've been studying on that. So anyway, let me get this bush hogging done, and I'm gonna film a little bit of this bush hogging. I just did a video on how to set a bush hog, so I got this one set about 3 inches higher in the back. I'm gonna run it at 2,500 RPMs, engine RPMs, and that equates to 540 on my tachometer for my PTO RPMs. And I'm gonna let y'all see how it does with that bush hog set that way. This is thick grass. I won't be running very fast, so y'all just hang tight and let's start bush hogging, man. Alright, first of all, I got my tractor traveling 2 times the speed that it was when I actually bush hogged this field. And the reason I did that is to keep the video down to a lower amount of time. I think this video is going to be about 20 minutes, but I wanted to show exactly how the tractor handles that tall grass. That I'm using I own a TYM 5520 cab shuttle shift, and for y'all that drive open stations, I get it. I always had open stations growing up, but I done got up in age, and I decided I wanted to go with a cab because I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of work in the woods or anything like that, but I'm real careful in it anyway. I got a lot of trees I got to deal with limbs, and I've been slowly getting the limbs cut, trimmed back and all, but enough about the cab. So here I am. I'm running in second range, or B range, but I'm running about first gear. I think later on I got into second gear, but I'm moving pretty steady. I got my elevation on my brush hog or bush hog set where I'm about 3 inches higher in the back, because this is Bahia grass and it's thick, and I wish I had 50 acres of this grass. It's beautiful. It'd make perfect hay. And y'all can see there's my little buddy that's been following me around all week when I bush hog, that little cattle crane. Yesterday they had about 5 of them. I thought I was going to run over one of them. They kept flying in front of the tractor and landing in front of the bucket and everything, but they're fun to watch. And I got 3 piles in this field I need to burn. This field's going to end up being my late summer, early fall garden. I think I'm going to plant another batch of peas and corn in this field. I know peas for sure. I may get a crop of corn in. I'm not sure yet. The problem with this is I got deer, plenty of deer, and they like corn, they like peas, they like anything you plant. And I will be doing some kind of deer deterrent around this field before I do plant this late summer, early fall crop. I've been studying a solar powered electric fence. Been studying that. I had another person tell me that just plain fishing twine, put 30 inches high, a couple strands of that. They don't see it, they bump into it, it scares them, they turn around and leave. So I don't know what I'm going to try, but it's going to be an experimental thing. If y'all watch that playlist I put together on planting a field like this, you saw how the deer came in and just massacred my fields. They looked like I woke up one morning and went out there. I did a video on it. If you go back to my playlist and find the spring and summer garden, the episodes that's called the spring and summer garden, man, it was going good. I showed mowing this grass, I showed tilling it, I showed rowing it up, I showed cedar that I bought and used that I planted everything with. I showed fertilizing. I mean, it had gotten up to where I was about to do a second side dress, and the deer said, no, it's tall enough for us to eat. So that's what they did. They came in and they just destroyed it. So I just mowed all this down. I've been mowing a couple other fields on the front of the house and on the other side, and down at my daughter's. This was my last field to do, and it's grown up. We've had a lot of rain this past summer, this early part of the summer, and this field was thick. It's Bahia grass. It's some of the hardest grass to cut. Now, if you're cutting it with a hay mower or a sickle mower, you cut it real close to the ground, it lays down good. But cutting it with a bush hog, it chews up a little bit. But that's why I like to set my bush hog the way I got it. I got it set 3-inch elevation front to back. It helps throw that grass out. It doesn't bog the tractor down hardly. And if you got it set like that, and I'm rolling on along, I'm going to end up disking probably a good, taking my tiller and working a good, at least half this field if I do the crop I plan to do. But I got the camera set up. I've been looking at trying to get me a little drone. I'd love to get a drone and do some of this filming with a drone. Of course, that's a learning curve for me, using a drone. And I decided I wanted to do a voiceover on this particular video. I've done shorter voiceovers on others, like when I did a road, I redid a road. I told what all I was doing with my tractor. On this, there's not much to explain about bush hogging. You just, keep cutting, keep it straight, keep the tires right, and try to cover as much uncut grass as you can without leaving a strip uncut. When it comes to road grading and all, there's techniques and different stuff that I can talk about, but this is kind of hard to talk, and so I'm jabbering about other stuff, but I hope I'm not boring anybody. But anyway, here I changed the camera angle again. You see how good that dirt dog bush hog is cutting. I bought that bush hog from Good Works Tractors, and had it was on sale. He had one, I don't know if it was a Labor Day or it was one of the holidays. Courtney, the guy that does the videos, that owns that company, he's pretty good about putting sales on, and he has a point system. If you buy stuff, so depending on how much money you spend, you get so many points, and it turns into dollars, and you can use that on your next purchase. And a few things I got $300 or $400 off, even on top of the sale that he was running on whatever I was buying. But he puts pretty good sales on, and I know he inflates his price a little bit because everything's free shipping, and I know you can't just afford to give free shipping. It's in the cost somewhere. But hey, I'm happy with it. It's a good bush hog. It's a heavy bush hog. It's not a heavy duty one, but it's not a light one. It's kind of the middle of the road. But I tell you, it does a great job. As you can see, it's it's cutting real good for that thicker grass. I mean, that grass is really, really thick. And you'll see in a little while, before I finish this this field, it started raining on me, so the grass even got wet. And you know, wet grass is harder to cut than dry grass. And that grass is holding a lot of moisture because it was so tall. That grass was a good knee high thick, though. It was thick, very thick. So anyway, I'm just taking my time going around. I about got this little field finished. I watched my temperature gauge before I started this. I took my screen out and I blew out my radiator and checked my air filter and did all the preliminaries before I start a field, just so I don't have to stop in the middle of the field and from my temperature going up on my temperature gauge. But I haven't ever had to do that. I just, when I know I'm gonna be doing a lot of bush hogging like that, I make sure I check all that before I start bush hogging. And here it is, we're winding up the end of this field, and getting this grass cut. And like I say, in a little bit it's gonna start raining on me. I don't know where my little buddy went, my little cow crane that was following me around. He must have saw it was raining. He took off some cover, I guess, because he's not out flying around me right now, but he was out most of the morning. Yesterday, like I said, when I was cutting another field, I had 5 or 6 of them just walking around the tractor the whole time I was cutting. They're fun to watch. And when you're bush hogging, if you're in an open field like that, it's kind of boring. I do have a headset that I listen to music with through my phone. My radio does good, but I just like the headset because it kind of quiets the tractor down a little bit more, even though I listen to the sports channel a lot in my cab, and I don't have a problem. Some people says that the radio's not worth it in a cab, but mine always did good, and I never had real problems with it, hearing stuff. I didn't have to play it loud, but of course my speakers are right above my head, so I guess that helps. But I drove a lot of these tractors, all different brands, LS, Coyote. Oh, there's my little buddy. He came back. Anyway, you see now it's starting to drizzle on me a little bit. It did start raining harder about the time I was finishing up. But this tractor handles very well. It's got good power. It's 55 horse. It's got a turbocharger on it. And I got videos on why I bought that particular tractor. I like the emissions that TYM's got on that Coupe J engine. That Coupe J engine. Let me say it right. Is a proven engine. It's got longevity. It was built by Coupe J. It's got some of the, from what I understand, it's got some of the Cummins engineering behind it, but it's a fine engine, and Cummins was using that engine in some of their equipment. So if it's good enough for Cummins, it's good enough for me. And it is, that tractor does have, you hear people say TYMs don't have a computer, these tractors don't have a computer. They actually do, but it's a ECU, but it's only controlling the emission system. It's not a computer like on most tractors that controls the engine and the fuel injection and everything like that. When I just went around that pile, I don't know if you saw on the other side, something flipped over. That's a big old root ball of a stump that I had against there. My bush hog caught it and flipped it over, and it kind of flipped it back into the field. So when I finished that last pass, I went over there and took the bucket and flipped it back and put it back on the burn pile, because I'm going to be burning these piles for long. And I'm going to burn that middle pile. That's the only one I'm going to set on fire. And the other two, I'm just going to take my grapple and feed that middle fire with the other 2 piles and clean it up like that, instead of having 3 fires going and having to worry about 3 fires going at one time. So that's how I'm going to do that. I had my buddy, he's flying around back there. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about this bush hogging job. Uh, oh, I'm going to tell y'all, it only took 45 minutes to cut it. I said at the beginning of the video that I'm going to see how I'm going to time it, see how long I set the stopwatch on my phone and went to cutting and almost forgot to check it. I usually do that. I usually go to time something and I forget to check it when I finish, and I don't know how much it is, but I did check it. It was 44 point something seconds. So there I am flipping that stump. You can't hardly see it. You can see the tractor behind the pile, but I just flipped that old root ball back up on that. Turned it, flipped it back over up onto that pile so it won't be sitting out in the pasture. I guess it wasn't a big deal. I could have left it, but yeah, I like to do stuff with the tractor. I have 330 something hours on this thing. I'm about to do the 350 hour service. All right, that's gonna do it for this little bush hogging job. Started raining on me. I had to get out of here. So anyway, I'm parked where I'm not getting rained on. I can finish up this video. But you saw how the bush hog performed. That was thick grass. It performed real well. I have no problems with that dirt dog bush hog. It does a fine job. And that was thick Bahia grass. And like I said earlier, if I'd have had 50 acres of that, I could have made some good hay and made a little money with hay this year. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off of here. I want to also tell y'all I do have an ebook out, and I put a link in the bottom of the description on that ebook. What prompted me to do an ebook was I joined 3 Facebook groups, and I decided that a lot of the questions I'm seeing are from new tractor drivers that just don't know, they're just not familiar with tractors the way we are that grew up with them and started driving them early in our life. I thought I'd put a little basic guide out. The title of the ebook is Practical Tractor Basics Guide for New Tractor Owners. And I really do think that there's a lot of good information in that book. I do have a little charge on it because I do want to make a little money on it so I can put the money towards the channel to help the channel grow and buy more filming equipment. Maybe I can get better at this filming and all this kind of stuff if I improve my equipment a little bit. If y'all want to get a copy of that, it's in the link of this description of this video, and then I'm also adding that link to all my other videos that I've done in the past. So any video you look, if you look down in the description, it's got a link to how to get that ebook. So I'm going to get off of here now and go inside because it's going to rain the rest of the evening, and I'm just going to chill, start working on this video, editing it and all, trying to get it up, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So if y'all haven't subscribed to my channel and you like it, do so. It doesn't cost nothing to subscribe to the channel. I can use all the support that I can get out there. If you like my content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If y'all want to see more of my videos when I put them up, hit that little bell and it'll notify you every time I put a new video up. That being said, y'all have a great evening, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. And remember, all things, y'all stay safe on them tractors out there, because those tractors can hurt you if you're not careful on what you're doing. Try to get in a hurry. Take your time. Don't ask that tractor to do something it's not designed to do. On that note, hey, God bless y'all, and thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it. Bye.